Welcome back to another edition of Gary's Record Collection. Today we are going into the soundtrack portion of the collection, and we were going to look at an album that I got not too long ago, but it was from a show back in 1970. Something that came out of England, something I only saw in reruns on Saturday or Sunday afternoons. But it came out in 1970. It was set in the futuristic year of 1980, and we are talking about, of course, UFO, which was put out by Jerry Anderson for 2 seasons out of the UK. Yeah, this is the show that has the women who work on the moon. They are all wearing purple wigs for some reason. Nobody ever says why, but they are, and they've got the metallic suits and whatever. This show was quite interesting, and really to go back and look at it now, there's some stuff that's really cool and some stuff that's like, ooh, we could do a whole lot better these days. And I'm actually surprised they haven't remade this show. It seems like it's ripe for it. But part of the show, the appeal of this show is the music. The music is catchy. It was done by Barry Gray, and a lot of Hammond, the B-2 organ in there. It sounds fantastic. Now we're going to try and do a little thing here where we show you, we're going to have the main title, and when you see this, you're going to remember exactly what it is. Here we go. That's great. It's like, yeah, you've got the purple wigs, and then apparently, if you're part of the skydiver team that you work underwater, you have to wear fishnet tops for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's to help buoyancy. I have no idea. But that was the opening title, and then you get into the show, and then all of the incidental music is on here on this album, and the second track on the album is called Shadow. And it's just an amalgamation of all the little pieces of music that were used throughout the show, throughout all 26 episodes. And there's that organ. It sounds great. The interceptors launch, and it's just one note. They're just grooving on one note, which is just completely awesome. And then, of course, with the soundtrack, you've got that same theme, that same UFO theme, going through all of these different pieces. Da-da-da-da. Slower, faster, whatever the scene calls for. A little muted trumpet that we heard in the open as well. And it's funny if you think about all of this music that's in there that moves these scenes along. What if you just took all that music out? You'd probably shorten the show by about 10 minutes just because of all of that music that you put in there as transitions and scene changes. And now for the big fight and conflict scenes. It sounds like you have a guitar with a doubling from a baritone saxophone in there too. A little drum fill coming up here, which I like. And so that's Shadow, the second track on the album. And I like that all of those pieces of that Shadow composition that they use as incidental music, I just thought they were just so well done. In my real life, in the real world, I was on a podcast for a while, and they actually made a promo for it. And here's the promo. I'm going to show you the promo as it was. And then I decided that it needed better music. So here we go. This is the first version of it.
Central Florida is my home. I grew up here, and I care about this community and want all voices heard. In our political podcast, Central Florida Beyond the Soundbite, Greg Angel, Gary Darling, and I sit...
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's like, we're doing blah, 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 blah. We do our stuff. But you know what? I think it could use better music. So I got onto the editing programs and... decided we needed to make a change.
Central Florida is my home. I grew up here, and I care about this community and want all voices heard. In our political podcast, Central Florida Beyond the Soundbite, Greg Angel, Gary Darling, and I sit down with people creating change and finding solutions. Digging deeper into the issues that impact our community, we go beyond the news soundbite to get to the real story.
People want facts, and they want answers.
Central Florida, Beyond the Soundbite.
I don't know. I think it was a better version that way. But, that's couldn't use the music because, of course, it's copyrighted. And out in the real world, it's like you can't play that copyrighted music without paying your fees. So we had to go with the library of music. But here on YouTube, maybe we can get away with that. I guess we're going to find out. One other cool thing on this album was there was a song called Trampoline from the episode Ordeal, and that's by the Spencer Davis Group. Interesting that they got that added into the soundtrack. Here it is. And it just has that great late 60s groove. With that keyboard support in there too. But this whole album is great. It's like one of those things, like if you want to just listen to a soundtrack, how soundtracks are so much different than regular albums because it's all those pieces that go and help support a television show or a movie, and you listen to it and sometimes it feels like it's just out of place music. It's only snippets, but the way they've compiled it, it's really good, and I'm so happy that it came out. And I believe here it is, by the way. This is the cover for this thing. This is gigantic. Of course, it's got the the worker on the moon. She has the purple hair. I also did get the CD version of it too when I saw it. This, by the way, came on, believe it or not, check this out. Purple vinyl. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful stuff. Now you may ask yourself, hey, you know what? I want a copy of this. Where can I get it? Guess what? It's sold out. It was put out by the Jerry Anderson store. Jerry Anderson is the creator of UFO, Space 1999, the Thunderbirds, etc., etc., etc. So they made this limited edition album. They might repress it according to their website, but right now it's sold out. So if you want it, you can't buy it new from them. You're going to have to go on a reseller site like Discogs or check it out eBay to get it. But purple vinyl for the show featuring the workers on the moon who had to wear the purple wigs. I think it's fantastic. So there you have it. UFO Barry Gray soundtrack. Another great addition from the soundtrack collection, soundtrack section of Gary's record collection. We'll see you next time.